know, maybe I just have this mindset of what grown and sexy is and what that smell like, and that does not correlate with those scents. But anyway, hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, JONNETA, and I'm back with another video. And if this is your first time tuning in, or even if you're returning, go ahead and hit that subscription button, turn on that post notification bell, and follow me on Instagram, you guys. My Instagram is always down here at the bottom of the screen and down below in the description. So make sure you always check out my description because everything you need to know is definitely down there. Plus, my other social medias are down there as well. So make sure you follow your girl across the board. Now I said all of that, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So by the title, the thumbnail, and all that extra good stuff, I know you guys already know what I'm going to be talking about today. I am going to be doing a perfume review. Now, before I get started, I do want to throw out a few things up front. This video is not sponsored in any shape or form. And even if it was, I am still here to give you guys my honest opinion. 2, I want you guys to go check out a few videos of mine. Now, I'm going to put the most recent up here in the eye, and that's my last perfume video. And I'm going to link the other 2 down there in the description. Now, the most important video that I want you guys to go ahead and check out is down there in the description. My basic, bare minimum, plus size hygiene video. Now, the reason why I want you guys to check that video out is because in that video, I touched on the topic of finding the right fragrance for your body chemistry. Now, as I said in my last video, I stand on it. I think that's so important when it comes down to finding a perfume that is perfect for you. You need to find something that's going to work for your body chemistry. And not everything is going to work for you. 3, I want to just go ahead and shout out Sephora because I love being able to go into stores and buy certain products. I feel like with this day and time, everything is being forced on the internet, and sometimes you do want to feel special by being able to walk into the store and picking up the fragrance. Secondly, with Sephora, I do want to say I'm also shouting them out because I love that Sephora gives out samples of the fragrances that they have in store when available. I think, again, that's also important when it comes to finding a right fragrance for you because you don't have to be committed. You don't have to actually buy the fragrance, take it home, see if it works for you. Then you have to be inconvenienced and take it back. Like, no. At Sephora, when available, they allow you to take samples of the perfume, and I really love that. Sephora is one of the few places where I know that I can go and try and test out perfumes and not be actually committed to the fragrance right then and there. Now, all that was a mouthful, but I really stand on everything that I just said. Let's go ahead and jump into today's review. At this point, you guys already know what the review is based on the thumbnail, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the box into frame. Now, this is Very Good Girl by Herrera. Now, if you don't know this perfume based on the box, you will know it based on the bottle. Here it is, you guys. This is a Very Good Girl. Hopefully, it is focusing. If you don't know the perfume by the box, then you do know about the bottle. This is Herrera Very Good Girl. Now, you probably know this perfume as the high heel perfume because for a very long time, that's identified it by. Now, with this bottle, I did purchase a 2.7 fluid ounce or the 80 milliliter bottle. This bottle did run me about $217 before taxes at Sephora. Now, I do consider this product to be a luxury product based on the price alone. And like I said previously, when it comes down to luxury items, I do expect luxury packaging. When it comes down to the box of Very Good Girl, I would say this box is eye-catching and I do like it. Although this is a regular overglazed box or overglossed box, it does stand out and it makes me want to grab it and see exactly what it is. Especially when it comes down to the bottle, being that it's shaped as a high heel shoe, just seeing it sit somewhere, I would definitely go over and pick it up and see exactly what it is. And honestly, just based on how it looks alone, if I wasn't able to smell it beforehand, I probably would purchase based on how the bottle looks. Now, before I purchased this bottle, I thought it was very cool how the bottle actually sprayed out as perfume. For some odd reason, I thought you were able to spray the perfume by squeezing in the heel. And honestly, that's the furthest thing from the truth. I'm not sure if the original boxes had these on the inside, but on the inside of the boxes, it showed exactly how you should be able to spray it. It is a button up here so you can spray out, and the nozzle is here in the front. Now, I would say when it came down to the how you spray the bottle, I was a bit disappointed because I really thought that would have been a cool feature to have, to be able to spray the perfume from the actual heel, and it gave it a little bit more sex appeal to me, and that kind of took it away from me. I don't know, but that's just me. That isn't a big enough reason for me to lessen the review, but I would have enjoyed it a lot better if it was being able to spray from the heel. Now, when it comes down to purchasing this perfume, I did actually buy this perfume on a whim as well. For some reason, the Sephoras in my area do not offer samples. I'm not sure why, or if it's just because it's a smaller store, because it is inside of a JCPenney's. I just don't know, but I wish they did offer samples because honestly, it wouldn't send me in a panic attack. Now, before I purchased this bottle, I always said to myself, if I ever seen it, I would buy it based on how the bottle looked in itself. And that kind of pushed me into purchasing it, and I can honestly say that. With testing out this product in store, like everything, I always love the product in stores, but when I get home, it's always a different story, and I think that's exactly what it is. But before I get into that, me buying things on a whim make me anxious, and I said that once before in my previous perfume haul. Now, with that being said, I did go online and I searched high and low on all different type of reviews when it came down to this perfume. Now, I pretty much looked at the reviews on Sephora and Ulta. I feel like those are the most credible websites. So I did pull different reviews of different people, and I am going to throw them on the screen. Now, the reason why I'm throwing the reviews on the screen is because I want you guys to see what other people were reviewing this product as, which made me feel differently about the perfume. Or made me worry about the perfume, I should say. Of course, there was a lot of good reviews, but I tend to like to look at the 1-star reviews more because I feel like those people don't have a reason to lie. It was something about the perfume that they did not like. Now, after reviewing the product online, I sat on this perfume for a very, very long time. Now, before I had the chance to open in this box myself, I was able to go to another Sephora in the meantime. And when I was there, surprise, surprise, they offered samples, so I definitely got some samples. When it came down to the samples of the perfume, I was limited into 3 perfumes, and I opted to get the Good Girl and then the Good Girl Supreme. And then I also got the J'adore because they have 2 versions of it, which I did not know. Now, I'm going to talk about the samples a little later on in the video, and I just want to focus on Very Good Girl for right now. When it came down to Very Good Girl, when I went to the different Sephora and I saw that they had actual samples, I actually saw different bottles and different sizes of this perfume. Now, at the Sephora that I originally went to purchase Very Good Girl, they only had 2 sizes. They had the 2.7 and a bottle that was slightly smaller. However, when I went to the Sephora that allowed samples or gave out samples, I was a bit surprised to see that the bottle on display was this big. Now, I don't want to make it that I'm over dramatic when I say the bottle was this big, but it literally was. Like, I was very shocked. Now, to me, that's not necessarily a problem, but like I said, I paid $217 for the 2.7 fluid ounce bottle. So just imagine the smaller one being only $90 to $100, and it was only this big. I was kind of curious on how much perfume that was actually in the bottle. Of course, they tell you that it's 1 fluid ounces or 2.7 fluid ounces, but you really just don't know. Now, the reason why I say you really just don't know is because if you look at this bottle, it's what I would call all blacked out, but it's all red out. And you cannot see the fluid in this bottle. Like, if you shake it, you can definitely hear that something's in there. But other than that, you don't know what's in the bottle, and you can't actually see the liquid in the... Oh, well. This is my first time being able to see the liquid, and I only can see it from this one part right here. So outside of that, I don't know how much is in there. And honestly, I've been looking all around trying to make sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know how dense this bottle is. I don't know anything. Not being able to see the inside of the bottle is a bad thing to me. Like, I need to know how much of the perfume I have left. And being though that I cannot see it, obviously I'm gonna have to give it a lower rating because that's important. Like, I need to know how much I have left. I need to know if I would need to buy more or anything like that. Like, the fact that I can't see it is driving me insane, as you guys can tell because of my speech. But to slow it back down, I need to know how much perfume is on the inside. Although the bottle looks really nice and I do like how it looks, it does draw my attention to it. I just wish it was like a little bit more opaque so I can see on the inside. Now, when it comes down to how I actually feel about the perfume, I definitely have to say this here. This will definitely have to be a first impression on this perfume. I can honestly say I have not worn this perfume out and about, moving around, doing things, running errands, going places. I haven't worn this perfume yet. Now, I have worn it in the house and just seeing is if I like it. And so far, I don't really too much like it. And I'm going to tell you guys why here. I really don't think this is a perfume for me. Now, when I first smelled this perfume, it really smelled nice. I smelled a hint of vanilla. It really smelled like a nice feminine scent. However, the more I smell it, the more I disagree with it. When I smell this perfume, the first thing that comes to my mind is an older woman. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't think I'm there yet, you know? Like, I don't think if I had to describe a perfume, I would want to smell like an older woman. Like, it just doesn't resonate what I think is grown and sexy for my age group. Reading a lot of different reviews, a lot of people say this perfume smells grown and sexy and it's for the sophisticated lady. Honestly, when I smell it, I don't get that. I get an older person, someone that's almost grandma age. If I had to put an age round, I would put late 40s, early 50s. Someone who would love this perfume. I mean, it's just really not for me. If you watched any of my previous videos when it came to like hygiene or perfumes and stuff like that, then you know that I love clean, fresh scents. Like, those are the scents that I chase. Those are the scents that I love. I love smelling like fresh, clean, like a breath of fresh air. And this is just not it. Like, it really do smell like someone's grandma. Like, that's just my personal opinion, so do not beat me up. And I do not want to be offensive to anybody or anyone who wears a perfume and they smell something different. That's your opinion, this is mine. It definitely smells like it's for the older woman. Now, this perfume, as I said, it does not really correlate with me as far as smelling fresh and clean and having those fresh scents. So with that and how I view it, and if I like the perfume, I would definitely have to give it maybe about, I always say 3 stars, so I feel like 3 is in the middle of being neutral. However, when it comes down to the scent itself, I would give it maybe a 2 by itself. And I'm gonna go with my rating at the end so you guys can like compare it and come up with your own point system. But I do want to go ahead and move on to the samples. As I stated, I went to a different Sephora, and when I was there, they gave out samples, so I took that as an opportunity to try out some of the other Carolina Herrera perfumes. Now, I did opt to get Good Girl and Good Girl Supreme. Now, I'm gonna start off with Good Girl Supreme because when I went to the original Sephora that I was talking about, this perfume was everything to me. Like, when I say everything, I mean every freaking thing. Unfortunately, they did not have it in stock, and I really enjoyed the perfume, so I got it as a sample. However, this is not the case when getting it home. I don't know, like, for some reason, I just feel like the Carolina Herrera perfume brand is for older women. Like, I just do not like how it smells. Now, again, it doesn't smell bad as the scent settles. It's just not something that I like. Now, I'm gonna spray it here. Now, I just did like a little spritz because I don't want to waste it. Now, I'm not gonna say this perfume, like, again, like, I hate that I have to say it like this, but honest first impressions, I would not say this perfume smell bad in any shape or form. None of them. They don't smell bad. They just don't smell good to me. And they don't, it's not something that I would wear. Like, honestly, the first impression is like, no, I wouldn't like it. Moving on to Good Girl. Now, Good Girl, I was in the store battling whether if I should get Good Girl or Very Good Girl. Now, to be quite honest, I love Good Girl more than I like Very Good Girl. For some reason, it smells lighter, honestly. And I would say out of those scents, this is kind of like the OG. Like, I would rather grab Good Girl over Very Good Girl. Now, it also smells like it's for an older woman, but I wouldn't necessarily say in the grandma range. But it definitely do smell like an older woman. It's like a softer scent, though. Now, when it comes down to Good Girl, I would say this. And again, this is my honest opinion. This is my review, so do not beat me up. When I spray Good Girl, the first thing I smell is sunscreen, oil, and then I smell a sweeter smell at the end. But that's once the fragrance actually settles. That's what I smell. So you can't beat me up off of that. I really do smell sunscreen right off the back. Next up, I smell kind of like olive oil, and then I smell a sweet smell. And I can't really put my finger on and say that it's vanilla, but it definitely do smell like something sweet and soft and something feminine. It just, I don't know. It doesn't really give me the thought of a Good Girl. I don't know. Overall, with the brand Carolina Herrera Good Girl, I would say so far I was smelling those 3 fragrances that they really not me, but they necessarily don't smell bad. Like, I really do think it's just in a different age category, if I can put perfume as an age. One thing I hear a lot of people saying is Very Good Girl put them in a mindset of grown and sexy and a sophisticated woman. And honestly, that does not put me in the mindset of this perfume. I don't don't know what I'm smelling, but it's just really not it. Like, I really do smell something else. I really do feel like it's a grandma scent. And I know you guys know what that smells like, and it's not trying to be offensive to the perfume. It's just, it's not giving me grown and sexy. It's not. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, don't beat me up, you guys. That's my opinion when it comes down to Carolina Herrera Good Girl, Very Good Girl, and Good Girl Supreme. I like the smell of all three of them. However, they just don't work for me. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just have this mindset of what grown and sexy is and what that smell like, and that does not correlate with those scents. Alright, you guys. That was my first impression and my review on the Carolina Herrera's Very Good Girl. Now, I did throw in some extras by talking about Good Girl Supreme and Good Girl. Drop down in the comments if you guys have tried any of the products that I mentioned today, or if you tried any of the Carolina Herrera products. Now, I do know she offers like hair perfume, and then she has a men's lines as well. So if you tried anything, drop down in a comment and let me know how you liked it. Don't forget, you guys, to follow me on Instagram. It's always down here at the bottom of the screen and down below in the description. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and lastly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, you guys. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye.